Hey, hey, I'm on just a little bit early today because we've got a little bit of prep work to do. So I wanted to go ahead and get started with our tomato sauce today. So we are going to use the saute option in our pot, and I'm going to show you how we do that. Now I'm noticing that my setup is a little off. So let's try that. And hopefully it doesn't chop my head off. How's that? Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay. So, all right, guys. I'm going to just switch around a couple plugs here because I had to blend my tomatoes so that they're nice and smooth. All right, the IP is on. We are going to saute today. So, open this bad boy up. I cleaned it last night and took all my goodies out. Hello, Michelle. All right. Speaking of cleaning, a lot of people have had some questions on cleaning their Instapot, and there's a ridge here where the hot element is, and then there's like a catch area for condensation and things like that. And some people have a hard time cleaning that. So I use these sponges. They're natural. They're Scotch-Brite, Green or Clean, no scratch sponges. And that's what I use when I wash dishes. I go through, once a week, I change it out. And I set it on a stainless steel thing so it doesn't get all yucky. I do wash them in the dishwasher when I run it, and I also squirt it down with Lysol to keep it clean. Hey, Brandy. But anyway, so what I do is I take this sponge and I just run it around the outside of my pot. It does fit down in those grooves, and I just run it around, and that's how I clean that area of my pot. So just an FYI. Okay, so the pot is on. The pot is on, and we're going to go and hit the saute button right here. It says saute. So we're going to hit that button. And it's going to take a second to get heated up. How did Raylan's birthday go, Brandy? I hope it went well. Okay, now I'm going to put some olive oil in there, and this is another kitchen gadget that I love that I'm going to show you guys. This is called, and the name is worn off of it because I use it so much, this is called a misto. What this is a olive oil sprayer. So you put your own organic, really awesome, good brand of olive oil in here, and then you spray it. And it looks like mine needs to be clean because it's just kind of coming out in a line, but usually it will come out in a nice fine spray. If it doesn't do that, either you don't have it primed enough or it needs to be washed. And I've used mine a lot and haven't washed it in a while, so mine probably needs to be washed. Okay, so now next you're going to wait for this to heat up a second, and then you're going to add your onions. So I have already pre-chopped my onions, and we're going to put those in our pot. And we're going to cook those for a minute, and then we're going to add our garlic. Now, I like to use Vidalia onions when I can, and when I can't, I will do just sweet onions, because that's just really, really good. I'm going to use my rice thingy to just cook my onion. I cook the onion for about, 4 to 5 minutes until it gets translucent. What did you say, Brandy? She passed out early, so you drank wine? Nice. Way to go. All right. I hope you used your 21-day Fix measuring cup and had your yellow for your wine, right? Yeah, okay. So, I don't know if you can hear this, but it's actually starting to sizzle. And this is such an awesome alternative because you don't need to use a second pot or your stovetop to prepare everything. I did not know this when I opened my pot. I was doing separate stuff and then putting it all in here. And I finally read the directions. Hello, read the directions, read the guide, and noticed that there was a saute button on here. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I better give that a try. So go ahead and saute those bad boys up. Okay, so we talked about our misto. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was fresh ingredients versus dry ingredients or like jarred. So normally, especially right now because it's farmer's market season, I would be using, oh, well, what done? Christine, hi Christine. I would be using fresh garlic. But I just used all of my fresh garlic last night. So I am going to use organic chopped garlic. It's packaged in water, not in oil, so I don't feel bad about using it. And I am going to put that in just a few minutes after my onions are sauteed. Can you see it steaming in there? And it smells good. Sauteed onions are so yummy. I feel like I'm Julia Childs. Hello, everybody. I'm doing my Jen's cooking show here, right? But I just want to do this to help you guys get more comfortable. Okay, also for this recipe, fresh versus dried or jarred, basil. I normally have a garden full of basil, but I was away and didn't get a chance to water. My basil plant died. So I have to use dried basil. So I will be using dried basil, but when you use dried ingredients in your Instapot, it is so much better to use fresh herbs if you can, because it creates so much, it's so much more aromatic when you use fresh. Now if you use dried, it's fine, but don't just dump your dried ingredients in. Put your dried ingredients in your hand and break it up and munch it up a little bit, and that helps release the flavors in your herbs. So just another little kitchen tip for you. I'm going to try and give you a few different kitchen tips as we go. So, all right, so these onions are getting translucent. They're looking pretty good. So in 1 second, we're going to add our garlic. So this recipe calls for, and that I gave you the recipe, or your ingredients. I'm going to show you the recipe that I'm following, but it calls for 4 cloves of garlic. I go heavy on the garlic, so I'm going to use, look at that, I'm going to use a big scoopful, because I just like garlic. And to be honest with you, I rarely follow recipes to the T. How about you guys? Do you have to have the exact recipe, or do you wing it a little bit? Who else wings it? I totally wing it. I'm too, I ain't got time for that, right? Okay, so the garlic is going in. I'm going to let that go for just a couple minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to you about another little kitchen tip. All right, so I've got here some of my organic tomato paste that we're going to be putting in. And I've got this handy dandy fancy no cut yourself can opener. Anybody have one of these? Oh, good, Christine wings it too. This is one of those no-cut can openers, and it goes on a little bit funny, and yay, good, Brandy. So this one, it attaches over the top of your can, and it opens the top, and it's got little teeth on it, so it broke the seal here. It's got these little teeth on it, and you grab your lid and take your lid off, and there's no sharp edges. You can't cut yourself. And this is great for everything except for tuna. So if you use canned tuna, you can't like squish the juice out. That's the only thing, but I don't use canned tuna anymore, so that's okay. I use tuna in a pouch sometimes when we're backpacking and hiking. I take tuna in a pouch because you don't have to, there's no oils or anything in it, so you don't have to worry about that, which is great. All right, so this is gone for a second, and it's starting to get a little dark on the bottom of the pan, so I need to add some liquid. So, oh, I forgot my opener. Hold on a second. I gotta go get my handy dandy wine opener. Handy dandy. Normally I have a battery operated one, which is cool. Oh, here it is. Let's see if it's charged. Nope, not charged. I have a battery operated one that's cool, or I have this one. It's a little bit bigger, but it's cool because, watch this. Set it over the top, you squeeze, you press down, you press up, bam, it's out. And see, look. I don't know if you can see. There it is. See? All right. So now I need to put in about a 1/4 cup of red wine. So this is some red wine that I had sitting in my fridge. Yes, I didn't drink the entire bottle. Can you believe that? Wow. Yeah, no, I didn't. I save them. I save my red wine. And I like sweet wine, so any dry wine that I have, I save for cooking. So, all right, so let that sit in there for just a second, 2 to 3 minutes, so we'll let that go. And then we are going to add our tomato paste. So actually I should have added that before the wine. So I'm going to go ahead and add it in. It doesn't need to sit that long. And I don't want it to burn. So we're going to add in our tomato paste. Alright. Here we go. Okay. Stir that in. Oh my God, you guys, it smells so good. Are any of you guys cooking along with me? Or are you just watching? I'm just wondering. All right. So that's all good and yummy. All right. Next, we're going to be adding our tomatoes. Now, here's a really, really good tip for you. When you get the gigongous can of tomatoes, just watching? Okay. So when you get the gigongous 28-ounce can of tomatoes, get whole tomatoes. And the reason why, Raylan's watching too. Hi, Raylyn. Hello, honey. It's Aunt Jay. The reason why you get whole tomatoes, we have a visitor. I believe that's Grandma and Grandpa visiting because they don't have air conditioning, so they're going to come over and watch. Go ahead. So the reason why you use whole tomatoes, whole canned tomatoes, wave hi, Mom. Hi. Brandy's watching too. Brandy's on, so you can say hey. So is because the farmers that can, they save the best tomatoes for canning. There's Grampy. Wave hi, Grampy. We're doing a live video. Wave over here.
What's that?
Come on. I'm on live. I'm doing a video. So, so they save the best tomatoes for canning, whole canning. So always choose whole tomatoes. You can always crush them yourself or blend them or whatever you need to do, but always choose whole tomatoes over diced or anything else, okay? So just a hint for you. All right, so this is sat a little bit, and it's starting to get a little bit brown on the bottom because I talked a little long. So now I'm going to add my whole tomatoes that I blended, okay? I blended them in my Vitamix. So I'm going to add those up, and I'm going to give it a stir. Woo! All right, so stir that up and get everything blended really well. And then we're going to add your salt and your pepper. While it's still heating, you want those tomatoes to heat up a little bit before you go ahead and start it cooking. So we're going to let that bubble for just a second. I'm going to add my salt. Now if it starts to get gloppy, bloopy, because it's starting to bubble, and if it starts to pop and spray, we can shut off the saute. So add your salt and your pepper. Ouch. All right, it's starting to get bloppy and gloopy. So I'm gonna shut that off. Don't need that anymore. So a 1/4 teaspoon of the pepper and a teaspoon of your salt. And you're gonna add your agave, and there's 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. All right, and you're gonna stir that all in. Now the recipe says to add in your basil after, but since we're doing the IP, I want to make sure that we get the basil flavor in there a lot, and I forgot to go grab that out of my spice drawer, so pardon me for a second, and I'm going to grab my basil, and hopefully it's easy to find, which isn't always the case in my kitchen. So let me look for it. Oh my goodness. Mom, can you help me find my basil? Oh, I got it. Never mind. I got it. There we go. All right. So remember what I told you about your basil? If you're using 3 tablespoons of fresh, you're going to want to use about a third of that for dried, because dried is a lot more potent than fresh. So you're going to take the basil and you're going to crush it in your hands as you put it in the pot, just to help release the flavors. So just crush it in there, and then we're going to give it a stir. Stir that up. You want that good flavor in there. Okay, now we're going to put the lid on. If you've got your Parmesan rind, go ahead and pop that in now too. I do not use, see, I wing it. I don't use the Parmesan rind. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I forgot to grab one. Actually, I thought I had one, but the kids used all the Parmesan on some kind of pasta the other night. So I'm going to wing it and not use it, and it's totally okay. I'm going to put my lid on, lock it up. Normally, on the stovetop, this would cook for an hour, but for us, it doesn't need to. We're going to cook it for 20 minutes. So we're going to hit manual, okay, and your minus button, go down to 20 minutes. Voila, there you go. When that is done, I'm going to give you a couple different ways to use it, okay? So, you got tomato sauce. You can have pasta, so you can get yourself a whole grain pasta or Barilla Plus that's got extra protein in it, and use that. Get some ground turkey and cook that up with some onions, some garlic, and serve that. Have pasta. You can make, I don't do meatballs, I make sheet meat, so you can take that same meat mixture, put it on a jelly roll pan, flatten it out, and bake it the same that you would a meatball. Oh, can you guys still see me okay? It says my connection is weak. Is everything still okay, guys? Give me a thumbs up if everything's still good. Okay, looks like we're back. Everything still good? Laura? Hi, Laura. Is everything good? Can you see me? All right, I hope so. So, so there's one option, just to have spaghetti. Okay, great, cool, thank you. So just to do spaghetti. Number 2, which I'm going to do tonight, is we are going to do stuffed peppers. So again, take that ground beef or ground turkey, brown that up with a little bit of garlic and a little bit of salt if you want, and then you are going to take, just got a little fuzzy for a second, okay, good. You're going to take some of that rice that we cooked yesterday, and you're going to do, how I do it is I portion out. Again, I use my 21-day Fix containers, and they're in my sink because I just washed them. Here's my yellow go. That's okay, you get the gist. So I'm going to portion out. 1 pepper is for 1 person. That's a serving. So I'm going to take 1 portion of my meat mixture, and I'm going to take 1 yellow container. That's my my carbohydrate, and I'll mix that together. I'll put a couple teaspoons or tablespoons of my sauce in there, and I can add some onion or some onion powder or some garlic powder or whatever seasoning, some Italian seasonings if I want. Add that in there. Fill 4 peppers. Put a little bit of the chicken broth that we used yesterday to cook our rice and our shredded chicken. Use a little bit of that broth and put it in the bottom of your cooking pan and slide those in the oven. 350, 20 minutes, there you go. You got a full meal. That's your vegetables, your protein, and your carbohydrate, your complex carb. Right there, there's your meal. Okay, so there's 2. Third thing that you can do with the sauce is, have you ever made zoodles? So again, you can use your ground turkey meat mixture, and instead of pasta, you can make zucchini noodles. And you use a spiralizer for that. If any of you, I'll show you what mine looks like. It's kind of all compacted right now and put together, but it comes like this. And once you put it together, it's got a little crank on it, and it sets up, and the blades are really cool. See what it has, different sides of different, tells you how big the spirals will get, and they're right here is where it catches the food, and it sits up on its side like this, and the zucchini hooks on that little stem there, and it spirals around and cuts and makes like little noodles out of your spaghetti or out of your zucchini. And so then what you do is you spiral that all up, let it sit on a paper towel, a couple paper towels, and pat it dry, get some of that water out of it. You can also throw those in the microwave for a minute and heat it up, and that also helps to draw the water out. Put them in a colander and let them drain for a minute, and then put your meat mixture and your sauce over that. And there's your vegetables right there. And believe me, you guys, it's really good. You can also use this over spaghetti squash. If you're into that. I don't particularly care for spaghetti squash, and neither does my husband, so we don't do that, but we'll do the zucchini, and zucchini is so in season right now, so go to the farmer's market, grab yourself some zucchini and a spiralizer. You can get these at Bed Bath & Beyond. I got mine at Williams-Sonoma. Mine was about $50 because I've got the one that's got 4 blades. You can get the one that's got 3 blades, and I believe that's like $25, $30. They're not much. Or you can go to Target, and Target has something, it looks like an hourglass, and it's got blades on each end, and you put your food in one end and you twist, and it makes the zoodles out of that. And they call that a veggetti, which I think is wrong in so many ways, more than one. But that's what it's called, but you can use that too, and I think that's only like $9, $10, $12. It's not much. So go play with that. That's fun. Oh, that sounded bad. No, don't go play with your veggetti. That's bad. That's bad. Oh, Bed Bath & Beyond has them too, Mom says. And get yourself a 20% off coupon. If you don't have one, they're everywhere. They're in every magazine. There's a coupon. There's yeah, I know, Laura, I'm sorry. So there's coupons everywhere. So go grab yourself a coupon or use your Target card. You get 5% off if you use your Target card. So, all right. So yesterday I gave you 3 recipes. Today I gave you 3 recipes to use with this. And Laura says, hi, Grandma. So if you are interested, we're going to do one more day tomorrow. Tomorrow, what are we doing? I forgot what we're doing tomorrow. Oh, we're doing Mongolian beef tomorrow. So tomorrow, I may be on a little bit early because I have to run into town in the afternoon. So I may be on a little bit early tomorrow, and we'll make our beef, and we'll have that for dinner. So, but if you really liked what you've seen so far and you want more stuff like this from me, or you want other crazy videos from me, and you want to see other stuff that I'm doing, I will be having another event that is 30 days long. It's going to be a 30-day accountability group. We're going to do dialed in nutrition. We're going to use that container system that I've been telling you about. Oh, and I've got to show you where I got this recipe, because that all ties into it too. This recipe that we're using, Grandma's Tomato Sauce, came from this book called Fixate. So this is the cookbook that comes or goes along with the 21-day Fix nutrition system that I use. And I fully believe that that has been a game changer for thousands and thousands of people to help them figure out how to eat, what to eat, when to eat it, and how much of each thing to eat. Because we don't have to count calories anymore with that thing. You have a calorie range, you use the containers, you put it on your plate, and there's more food there than you know what to do with, and you're so surprised that all of a sudden you realize all along I haven't either been eating enough, or I've been eating way too many yellows, which is carbs, or I haven't been getting enough fruit. And it really helps tell you exactly what you need to do to fuel your body the right way every day. So not only that, but we'll be adding in a little bit of fitness. If you're ready for that, we're going to start 3 days a week with doing some movement. We're going to get you walking. We're going to get you doing some other, activities, and then we'll eventually move you into some other fitness exercises. You can do dance, or you can do a little bit of weights. There's a couple different things we can do for you. So anyway, that's a 30-day group that's coming up beginning of September. I'm going to create an event for that group, and I will invite everybody here to get more information. I'm not going to invite everybody to the group, so don't worry about that. I'm just going to invite you to get more information, so it's totally up to you if you choose to you want to move further with me and do some other fun stuff. But that's what I got for you today. So thank you guys for joining me. Who else jumped on? Robin. Hi, Robin. So nice to have you here. So don't forget, don't forget? Oh, don't forget the 3 recipes. And again, if somebody wants to write up these recipes that I'm talking about, or at least an outline for me, the ones that I talked about yesterday and the ones that I talked about today, if somebody does that for me and volunteers, then guess what I'm going to send you? I'm going to send you a Fixate cookbook. Yep, I will send you, if somebody decides that they have got some time and wants to write up those recipes that I talked about in yesterday's video and today's video, I will send you a Fixate cookbook. And don't worry, I will go through the recipes and make sure everything is right in there, but if somebody does the hard, the main work, that's all I care about. If somebody wants to be my virtual assistant, you get a cookbook. All right? Rachel did it for me the other day. She was really good about that. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you spending some time with me, and we will see you tomorrow for Mongolian beef. Have a great evening. Bye.